welcome to Inside Adelaide. I'm Lauren Waldfeeder. On tonight's show, the National Rowing Championships hit Adelaide. We investigate Australia's growing obesity epidemic, plus we take an exclusive look into the Angus and Robertson and Borders closures. But first tonight, well, WOMAD is one of Adelaide's favourite events. The 4-day festival brings together the best music acts from all over the world, transforming Botanic Park into a cultural centre point. For some, WOMAD was a brand new experience.
I've never even been to Adelaide, so...
But others were much more acquainted with the annual event.
Well, it's sort of been an ongoing tradition for us.
Yeah.
So it's just a habit, really.
It's just a love for music.
Yeah, definitely.
World culture.
It's always such a good vibe. You just want to keep coming back.
But for any world music enthusiast or simply someone looking for a festival with a twist, Adelaide was the place to be last weekend.
It rocks. It's fantastic. Really good stuff. I like the different stages. I like the little stages better than the big stage. There's some good acts out here.
Botanic Park was transformed into the perfect backdrop for the 4-day event, which boasts a unique lineup of musical acts from all over the world.
One of the things we really work hard to do is to have that sense of the audience having a really immersive experience, that you go into Botanic Park and you enter a really diverse world of performance of cultures from all over the world.
WOMAD debuted in Adelaide in 1992. The original biannual 3-day event became an annual event in 2003. Adelaide was then extended to 4 days in 2010, part of the celebrations of the 50th anniversary of the Adelaide Festival of Arts. The move proved popular amongst the public, and the event has stayed this length ever since.
What Adelaide does is takes you out of that comfort zone, because often you don't know any of the music you're going to hear, but you can be pretty sure that at least some of it you will absolutely love. So I think it's that sense of discovery that people really enjoy. Well, I think we've got about 500 artists, and it's 45 countries. It's as diverse as we've ever had.
Local musician Adam Page played at the Adelaide Festival for the first time this year, bringing his very unique one-man band show to the lineup.
I've got a stack of effects, like with the looping pedals, and also I've got an octave pedal which puts if I'm singing into a microphone, it puts the sound like 1 or 2 octaves lower. Building it up with beatboxing and like bass, guitar, keys, sax, flute, percussion. It all happens in front of your eyes. So, but I can't explain how I do it. It just happens. I've been to WOMAD heaps of times every year, and I just love it. It's the festival of the year, you know.
The Shaolin Afronauts were another local act, also part of the lineup.
Yeah, it's a great privilege for us to be a part of WOMAD. Like I said, we've all been massive fans of the event for a really long time, and I can remember going to the first WOMAD when I was, I don't know how old I was, when I was a kid, and going as a child, and it kind of being like a yearly part of your life, and certainly something that plays a huge role in exposing you to the type of music that you eventually fall in love with and become a part of. So,
as a punter, it's been a really important festival for me over the years, just to see so many different styles of music and be immersed in you can be in Peru on one stage, and you can be in France on the next, and then go over to the speaker's corner and be in Jamaica, and it's just it's just sensory overload, but it's incredible. I love it.
WOMAD draws the second largest crowd of interstate visitors to Adelaide after the Clipsal 500, including some potential artists.
I'm from Melbourne. I'm an artist, so I came out here to see what's going on in Adelaide.
WOMAD's become a part of the social and cultural fabric of this state. Every year we get so many great artists coming here as a result of that we wouldn't get if it wasn't for that festival.
Like, you get to appreciate other people's types of music, and that's great.
WOMAD continues to be one of Adelaide's most popular festivals, and the unique nature of the lineup, as well as the food and drink on offer, seems to be a combination that works.
And people come away from it feeling, well, maybe partly that they've travelled around the world, partly that they've discovered a whole lot of artists that they'd never heard of before. And people find it a very satisfying experience, I think. And I think that's why it's become as popular as it has.
Lauren Waldtutor, Inside Adelaide. When first introduced by the Adelaide City Council in 2006, the Rundle Street Market was to be Adelaide's flagship, its cultural beating heart. However, things didn't go quite as the council had planned.
The mixed fortunes of the Rundle Street Market took another turn in February, with the Adelaide City Council deciding that the market would be closed down. The decision has been much to the dismay of some stallholders who feel that the market is essential to the vibrancy of Adelaide.
It would be a shame to be the only city in Australia without a market.
Every big city needs its market.
They are not making enough money from this market. And it's really shame that why they are not making enough money. The markets have been successful in Sydney, Brisbane, Perth.
The decline for the market began last year when Council decreased the funding for the market from $600,000 to $100,000. Calls from certain members of Council in June of last year prompted a review which has subsequently confirmed what many in the Council had always believed. Rundle Street is not the right location for a city market.
There has been a small group of people who were opposed to the market right from the start. Many of those were associated with some of the traders who had difficulty because of the parking restrictions. But if you really go along and ask a lot of the other shops here, they are really upset that the thing is moving.
And it had a negative effect, I guess, or an adverse effect on some of the traders in Rundle Street. And also the product of the stallholders was something that wasn't quite consistent with what a market was. A lot of people couldn't really describe what the market was about.
Not all the stallholders agreed with the finding of the review or the way in which it was conducted.
The report has never been made available, and when it was considered, it was done in a closed council meeting. So we're somewhat concerned about that.
I understand that profit is something that needs to be looked at in general with councils, but I think that maybe trying different avenues of it working would have been a good idea.
As a result of the review, the council has subsequently changed its role within the market. Councillor Hussam Abiyad details the council's new position.
I think council did everything they can to make sure that the market ran as efficiently as possible, but I think a business model attached to the market and an independent contractor or an independent body that runs that market and they're passionate about markets is something that could really see the market succeed and work a lot better. When people were trying to get the idea of does the council support market or doesn't support market, of course we do, and we want more than one market in a city, and we want to, I guess, be facilitators, not market runners.
And it appears that the stallholders have taken the new council position on board. A new group has risen from the ashes of the Rundle Street Market in the form of a group known as Market Square Adelaide.
I saw it as an opportunity for the stallholders to develop a group and move forward with something really new and fresh.
Basically, when we found out about the news, there was a stallholder meeting, and from there, basically the group was formed, the working committee, and then from there, obviously, we've set up a not-for-profit organisation.
Market Square Adelaide has identified Hindmarsh Square as an ideal location for the market to move to.
Hindmarsh Square, if we're able to get the licence for that, would be really a nice environment.
We feel that site is the best, and council has sort of had a look at it. Obviously getting the permits and the approvals is another idea.
Council has approved funding and is supportive of the move to Hindmarsh Square.
Council's come on board backing them and helping them facilitate the process by providing approval, and that's the process we're undertaking at the moment for Hindmarsh Square, potentially as a site that they've recognised of good potential, and also by financially supporting the group with an initial cash injection to get them up and running as quickly as possible and establish their campaign to hopefully take on the momentum from Rundle and take it on to the new location. So Council's in full support of this.
It is hoped that the move to Hindmarsh Square will be more popular with both locals and tourists. At least one of the shopkeepers in the area supports the move.
Sooner the better, buddy. Sooner the better.
Look, I'm hoping we can get this up and running by April, and it seems like will be the case.
Michael Castronini, Inside Adelaide.
Don't go away, because after the break, we'll look at how the fast food industry is influencing the obesity epidemic.